Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Mass Effect 5e Shadows in the Light. I am your host and game master, Tom117Z, and with me is this ever so glorious cast of characters, starting with Nixeline, as played by Caleb, who is a female Carapaten, multi-class of Infiltrator and Vanguard.
Hello.
And next up, we have our boy. It is Scrap, played by Skajama, also known as Tone Shift. He is our Geth musician.
Who's also our mascot.
Designation recognized. Unit reporting for duty.
And next up, we have Lightning Flash playing Skull as Allow, our male Viper infiltrator.
Greetings.
He is very full. He has eaten a lot of humans so far.
Yeah, surely he can't eat any more. He explode.
Speaking of eating other living beings, next up we have Ari, who plays Zelina, our Ardak Gapshi Vanguard.
I'm about to kill a ferret in 5 seconds. I'm kidding.
Yes, Ari's pet ferret unplugged her microphone because he's a little shit.
Little shit.
Yeah, that you want to spoil.
I do, but if they're
That's
doing
what you-
something naughty, well,
That's
no
what you do with
treats for you.
spastic fur noodles. You spoil them.
Until they are
Oh, no.
naughty, that's it. You're going in the box.
Hey,
I have had
Anyway.
enough. You two are going in the box.
Yep.
anyway, I get into the recap as we enter the session, which I originally expected would probably be around the end point of this campaign, and we're probably not even quite halfway through it yet. So, things extended out because you're all a bunch of goblins.
I adored that it's not just a me problem.
I mean, we spent half a session with Nixeline up the side of a building after he ignored the guide, so...
It's called immersion and expanding the experience.
Avina was disappointed.
You remember when you went and raided that one rich guy's house back in Windurst?
We did.
Anyway, last time, this little group of misfits, having received their assignment of infiltrating a Blue Sun-led auction for a mysterious piece of technology, having gained the interest of various galactic powers, most prominently the Shadow Broker in your case, with a Spectre tagging along for the ride as well, you arrived on the planet of Elysium, the city of Illyria. Your resident Quarian, named Philakila Vatea, by DMPC, who is also an infiltrator, she remained up on your modified Kodiak shuttle, the Small Sky, to provide reconnaissance, while all of you were supposed to go incognito, the Geth of the group dressing up like a Quarian, in order to scout out the location of the mansion where this auction is to take place in another few days' time. This incognito mission lasted all about 10 minutes before you bore witness to a poor young courier on a pilgrimage getting mugged by some ruffians in the streets, which some of your group promptly pursued, murdered the shit out of, and fried the neurons and or ate them physically. I think it was the same guy who suffered both fates, so... That also
Yes.
then resulted in you running away from the police.
Yes, he
That
was
guy
delicious.
also was the one who surrendered.
He was.
So you specifically, you all violated the Geneva Convention. I did fine. I was nowhere near the fight.
It was mainly Zelina and Skull who did that, which is why they got a lot of renegade points from the encounter.
Would you rather her go insane?
I mean, no.
No. No, but there are... People could argue there are more moral ways to not go completely batshit bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
guess that-
at the very least, compared to Skull, who wanted to then steal the money this Quarian had lost, Zelina plucked it from his grasp and gave it back to the poor girl, who then escorted back to her ship and let her go off-world to return to the fleet, given the mass recall of all pilgrimages that have occurred.
Yeah, she got hugged, which is weird that she has never had that before.
Skull, of course, was grumpy that his 2,000 credit bounty was taken from him. He did get a meal, though, so, you know, all's well that ends well, I suppose. Except for the meal. After you got a small telling off from Neem about this turn of events, you decided to spend the rest of the day setting up in a nearby motel, given that after that escapade, much of the daylight you had been thinking on had been lost, bringing you to Lower Illyria, where you purchased a room for, I believe it was 50 credits per person per night, 200 credits per night for the group. Having all retreated to your various beds, Skull just curled up into a corner. Nixeline is in the cupboard, hanging upside down from the coat hanger. Zelina's the only one who went to bed normally, because she is the most human-like among you. Vampiric powers notwithstanding. And then Scrap Heap had an idea. After all, in the aftermath of the fight, in a conversation with Neem and the others, the concept of dreams had been brought up, as well as Neem acknowledging Scrap as a person, which seemed to have an effect on the Geth, who decided that night to try and see if he could emulate the experience that organics would have when it came to dreams. So he sat atop the bed, entered into a low-powered state, retreated into his inner processes, see if he could make that happen. And that is where we open.
Alright.
So, Scrap. You spend a good amount of time idling away, just trying to see if you can recreate a dreamlike state. You start by just replaying events as they were, almost like a CCTV recording, and then just modifying it here and there, sculpting these alternate events. For you, it would appear more like ones and zeros. It is data streams that, if an organic were to view them, they wouldn't really understand what's going on, but for you it is as real and as clear as an organic viewing the living world. Being the machine you are.
Bleep bloop.
Bleep bloop. Still, after the first few runs through the scenario, for example, you swap out a few of the characters, so to speak. You put Skull on the ship in one of them and Neem in his place, and you do the same with Zelina and Neem, just to see how things would likely have played out had certain roles been swapped around. Significantly less cannibalism in some cases.
Does it count as cannibalism? He wasn't eating another snake, he was eating a human.
But the player is human, so... It is human impulse that resulted in that character choice, so I'm going to call it cannibalism.
I mean, I guess.
Hello there, nah, different species.
If nothing else, then a simple atrocity from one sapient species to another.
That works.
You can't see it, but I'm grinning right now.
I feel you right
Still, after these first few simulations have been run, you decide to take it a step further because, of course, dreams are typically not consciously crafted unless you experience something called lucid dreaming, from what you've managed to research. So you install basically what is a random number generator, so that after you engage the program, what you would see would be randomly created from a whole host of variables. But even as you run through a myriad simulations, you still know that it's not really as akin to what an organic would have as a dream. After all, even though it is conducted by a random number generator, you are the one controlling that generator. So you do have agency. You always have the option to terminate at any time, to alter the variables, and you're always at least partially aware of everything beyond the dream, so to speak. The outside world, monitoring for safety measures. So as interesting as these... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to sleep, Geth thing. I can maintain full awareness of my surroundings even as I'm doing this. So, yeah, I'm basically a security camera while I'm doing this funky bullshit in my brain case.
Sir, security camera.
I am the best security camera.
So, as interesting as these experiments are, it doesn't really recreate the experience. That is ultimately the conclusion you come to as you conclude simulation 74,599. When you prepare to go one more, and as you do so, and the number generator is activated and begins spooling up, data is being gathered and randomized and put into new configuration. You notice something different. Namely, as the data is compiling, there is a piece of data, so to speak, floating unattached from the rest in the mindscape that is your core programming.
That's alarming.
It is. It seems corrupted, having been sheared away somehow. It's undoubtedly familiar. It seems your code. But it is drifting.
All right. As a precaution, I would like to set up firewalls around it, so to speak, so that if it turns out to be, if there was a reason it was sheared away, it can't infect any other parts of my programming. That would be a bad.
Scrap. I would like for you to make for me... Let's make an electronics check, shall we?
Ooh, I'm good at those. Not today. 8.
So, as you see this code kind of manifest, you begin to set up some firewalls, deciding to try and contain this thing and deal with it later. Kind of as a safety precaution. Obviously, you do not know when this code seemingly got sheared off from you, what exactly it contains. Knowing that your circumstances of your memory loss, perhaps it was from before then, but that raises its own questions and its own concerns. However, as you attempt to do so, when the thing touches your firewalls, there's a sharp jolt kind of through your entire system as it just passes straight through and latches its way onto the number generator. And when it does, and the generator activates and starts constructing the next simulation, all sensation of the outside world is cut off. In a moment, you are standing in the very familiar street containing the marketplace. But it is different this time than any other circumstance. For one thing, the most obvious immediate of your surroundings is that everything is abandoned. The world around you is covered in fog or perhaps plumes of smoke. The market stalls have been scattered, many tipped over, there are cracks along the road and in the buildings, windows have been shattered. And there is not a soul in sight. Moreover, as you look around your surroundings, you realize just how real it feels. You know to differentiate between a simulation and reality. This feels like you are looking through your ocular implant at the real world. And even further than that, you feel something. That itself is incredible because as a gift you cannot feel anything, but you feel something. It feels like an echo of an echo, but it is massive and it is everywhere.
Internally, Scrap is currently checking his chronometer, his internal measurement of what the current time is, to see if he's had another gap in his memory, to see if he's missed something between when that rogue code touched his firewalls versus now. If this is as convincing as it seems, then logically time should have passed between then and now. But if the chronometer internally reads the same, then that would indicate that there's still something to this that is not quite real. So he's checking that.
Your chronometer reads the exact time as when the simulation activated.
All right.
No time has passed.
Is time passing, or am I stuck in a moment?
How long do you want to wait?
I mean, I wait for a few seconds and just see if my chronometer ticks up, because that thing measures at like the nanosecond, so if it... Is it moving?
You wait about 10 seconds before a single nanosecond will pass.
That's alarming. That means I am processing data extremely quickly right now. But my perception is slowed down. Alright. Is there anything of particular note that stands out from the general dismay and chaos of my environment?
Well, as I said, it looks like a battle has just wrought through this area. There are no bodies, no people of any kind. You realize you are not wearing your Quarian disguise in this version of the simulation, if this is indeed what that is, which you would presume it to be if corrupted somehow. You are in your full Geth form, you have all of your equipment, your rifle is upon your back. And beyond that, I would like you to make a perception check.
Alright, I am not good at these. 6.
So, you don't spot it right away, not for that, but... I mean...
I'm a little off
how
balance
you-
at the moment. My internal processes are divided between a lot of tasks. Trying to make sense of this.
So, I mean, are you just staying still and looking around, or exploring how are you going about this?
I want to stay put for the moment and just see if I spot anything like that catches my eye as being unusual amongst this unusual environment. And if nothing does, then I'll start walking, retracing the steps that would take me back toward the hotel as the only landmark of significance I'm familiar with.
Well, right now you are standing directly in front of the vegetable stand where Nixeline gave all our mangoes and everything else she loved. Where the whole thing had started, you see the shop nearby that had contained all of the various models that had completely enraptured your new Quarian friend, Zona. That particular shop has had its window completely blown out and everything inside seems to just burn to nothing. But beyond that, you don't see anything significant.
Do I have any indication of what type of weapons could have caused this damage?
Everything just looks burnt. There are pot marks of various across the walls, which you would indicate probably were Mass Effect rounds. Some other kind of projectile.
And no bodies.
No bodies. You do, however, see... I'll say this because it would be glaringly obvious. Around the sides of the roads are an object you would recognize from much of the research you would have done, particularly into the Geth, as being dragon's teeth.
And for those who don't know, those are...
Dragon's teeth and you would know this very well, Scrap, are devices that protrude giant pointed spikes that, when a victim is impaled upon it, will have all of their fluids drained out and cybernetics implanted in to turn them into a husk. A mindless, robotic, biological hybrid, a cyborg that is essentially a zombie. They will attack anything that the Geth want them to, as cannon fodder.
We are the Borg. The resistance is futile.
Worse than that. Very much worse than that. Yeah.
Because there's no coming back from being a husk. You can be deborged if you have the right tech. You can't be dehusked.
Fair enough.
I just heard him say the quote, and I was like, please shut up.
Is there any radio chatter?
It's nothing.
Do the dragon's teeth look like they've seen use, or were they just installed and then left?
There is blood on the spikes.
How old does it look?
It is dried, but still red.
Hmm. Scrap is going to double check, make sure his shields are up just in case, and resume his walk toward the hotel.
As you begin your walk towards the hotel, there's a crunch underfoot and a shattering of glass. When you look, you see a Corian mask.
Thank you, Facebook Messenger. That was perfect timing to draw me out of them. Just a second. I need to turn off notifications from that. I assume I can safely determine that that's probably Zona's.
No. That's obviously your first assumption, but when you pick it up and look at it, noticing you shattered the visor when you stepped upon it, this mask is unmistakably Neem's.
Faceplates are going to spread out in a Geth equivalent display of agitation, and I'm going to pick up the pace.
So, you start to walk. This fog or smoke or whatever it might be, you can't really tell. Maybe it's of both. It's just omnipresent everywhere. Along with this presence you feel. And as you pick up the pace towards the hotel, the destruction is also ever present. As is the complete silence. A lack of living or dead bodies anywhere.
Internally, Scrap is thinking, if this is all meant to be taken, even if it's a simulation at a literal level, then the presence of the dragon's teeth with dried but still red blood on it, but then the absence of any Geth that might operate it, would imply a very hasty and rapid withdrawal in the aftermath of the battle. The silence indicates a lack of anything living and that all of the carnage has settled, which throws the entire timeline of events into question. If this is not to be taken literally, if this is all metaphorical in some capacity, then evidently I'm not fully grasping what it's trying to tell me yet. Unless something disturbs him en route, though, he's just going to beeline it for the hotel. If it's just uniform destruction, nothing stands out, then I have nothing to investigate, so I'm going to go to the last point of reference I had from before this started.
Alright, you continue to walk, and as you do, well, roll for me another perception check. As you move through the city.
14 this time. Much better.
Yeah. As you walk through, you realize you haven't looked up yet. As you do, you see what at first you believe to be meteorites, but then as you kind of focus in on them, you realize are the burning hulks of thousands of ships hurtling their way through the atmosphere and burning up as they do. Ash is falling from the sky. And then when you look back down again, something that wasn't there before, now leading back the way you came are bloody footprints.
Leading back to where I started?
Leading back to where you started. The blood is red, but the footprints noticeably only have 2 large toes and a small singular one with it.
Quarian footprints. Well, it's something that's changed. It's given me a direction to go on. I'm logically in a simulation, so I will go and investigate. I will follow the footprints.
You follow it backwards. The footprints continue on, going back up the streets you had passed through, bypassing straight through the marketplace, and seem to be heading towards the spaceport. As you continue, and as you approach it, you do see a figure appear amidst the fog ahead, facing away from you. The familiar blue environmental suit with the hood up, but tattered, worn, weathered, slashes and gashes all throughout. Damage where skin should almost certainly be showing, but instead you just see darkness within. There stands Neem.
Huh.
You still have a mask in your hands.
I will approach at a measured pace. Creator Neem, your suit is ruptured.
I called you a person. How did that make you feel?
Faceplates shift a little bit. I do not know that I have the words to adequately describe. I do not know that I feel as you do. But in
How
shorthand,
could you?
I believe it felt good.
Good. How could you know? How could you feel as I feel? How could you be a person? Look around you, Geth. Look what you did.
I have no recollection of the events that transpired here. What happened?
The gods came, as they always do. You spearheaded their coming, and they killed us all. And then we lived again. The cycle never breaks.
You are speaking in cryptic terms. They do not facilitate understanding. What is the intention of this simulation?
Simulation. 'Tis a reckoning. An awakening.
And what
Why
is
don't you come and
awakening?
look?
I guess I'll have Scrap walk around front.
As you walk around front, where her face should be beneath the hood, there is just kind of like a dark void. Endless shadowy abyss, which to you would make sense because, after all, you have never bore witness to Neem's face. You have no data for it. But still, it seems consuming.
You are not Creator Neem. You are a manifestation of a simulation born of errant code residual in my programming. What is the function of this image? State your intentions.
I never intended anything scrap. You could never feel as I did. And so, you killed me. And at that point, she lunges for you, and as she does, there is like a static that goes across your ocular implant, where the dark void had previously been. Suddenly, instead, the face of a husk screeches out at you and tries to start biting at you.
I would like to use an electric slash on it.
As you go to activate your weapon, nothing happens. It's all you can do to kind of raise up your arms and grapple with this huskified version of Neem. The face very clearly a human husk. And as its blue, pulsating eyes stare into yours, you feel that presence again, but you feel it deeper. You feel cold. The sensation, completely alien to you, spreads across your entire body.
Oh boy.
I would like for you, please, Scrap, to make for me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I am so good at those. 8!
In that moment, the entire form of Neem turns into reddish mist as there is just a red flash that just permeates throughout the city. And as it does, you hear the barest incoherent whisper form in the back of your mind as that mist forms into you. I would like you to note down that you have gained 1 point of indoctrination.
Ah, shit.
And I'm going to reveal a new thing in your journals, players.
Hoo-hoo, boy.
So, with 1 point of indoctrination, you have difficulty sleeping and constantly have dreams of inky black and oily shadows. The gain the benefits from a long rest takes an additional 4 hours. That you may be a geth, but it will still affect you. And the moment these whispers begin to curl in the back of your consciousness, and for a split second you see a very dark, very familiar shape hurtling through space. The simulation terminates and you quickly just jolt back to reality, as if you woke up from a nightmare.
And Neem is not in the hotel with us, right?
Nope. She was back on the ship. Zelina and Scarlet are in the room, and Nixeline's in the closet.
I would like to immediately try to establish a comm link to Neem on a private channel.
You try for several moments before there is an answer, and a groggy voice comes back. Scrap, what is it? It's 2 a.m.
Apologies for any disturbance, Creator Neem, but I have reason to believe this platform may be compromised.
What? Right, what? You've been in a room the last several hours.
Not physically. On my programming side. Allow me to explain.
There is a silence for several moments. So you figure she's probably trying to wake herself up. before she responds again. What happened? Are you okay?
I do not believe I am harmed at the moment. You will recall that over the course of the previous day, we had several top conversations on the subject of my being a person, and at one point we discussed the notion of dreams. I attempted to simulate dreams during the course of the night, as an experiment. I could not create them as they ought to be, in organics. That was when I discovered a piece of floating code, I presume residual from before I reawoke on the human colony. I attempted to firewall it in hopes that it would not pose a problem. It bypassed my firewalls entirely and asserted control of my simulations. It showed me a very alarming visual of the city we are currently in completely destroyed. Ships falling from orbit and on fire. There was a projection that took your image, albeit tattered and damaged, with no mask, that accused me of being a monster. It warned of a reckoning, an awakening, and a cycle. And I will replay the exact audio from my memory banks of that encounter directly over the comm channel to Neem.
Well, I sound creepy. I usually sound creepy.
No, you normally sound like yourself. This was not you. It merely spoke with your form, I presume in an attempt to unsettle me.
Scrap, you were experimenting with dreams, and it kinda sounds to me you discovered what a nightmare is.
Creator Neem, I am a machine. I do not have the capacity for nightmares. I do not have the capacity to feel cold. I am cold, Neem.
Okay, look. When this is over, I can run a full diagnostic. With your permission, if you want to let down some of your firewalls for me. But, to be honest, Scrap, you are a person, and I think you are just a bit more of one than you give yourself credit.
Maybe. All the same, I would ask that you take this seriously. This is not a sensation which I should be capable of feeling.
Okay, look. Do you know this errant code you mentioned? Do you know where it is now?
Can
Within
I
your system?
detect it?
Roll for me an electronics check.
All right. Natural 20
Whoa!
Natural 20.
God
for 25.
I love how he said I'm good at those and then lower number.
Well, I
This
am good
time,
at these,
though.
and this
Great.
time it was a high number.
Natural 20. You kind of inwardly peer back into your system. This entire conversation, you've been strengthening your firewall, especially now that you experienced that. You've completely disassembled your random number generator, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not doing that again.
Like that. You detect odd bits of data dissolving. As everything that code was, whatever it was, is just dissipating and disintegrating entirely.
I will try to capture read-only copies of it wherever I can. And basically screenshots of files appearing or disappearing from my hard drive, essentially, as needed.
Oh, that natural 20, I will allow you to get something from this. So, yeah, with that natural 20, like, most of the code just vanishes too quickly for you to do much with it. If anything, when some get close, they almost seem to self-destruct. But you do get a single engram. Basically a still image, which you realize is a memory file. Your memory file. Dated several years ago. And upon viewing it, you see what is clearly a human colony aflame. Dragon's teeth with bodies stabbed upon them, Geth seeing to them. A massive, multi-legged ship, bigger than anything you've ever seen, looming in the background. And you recognize this from all your data to be Eden Prime. The start of the Human-Geth War. And it is very much your memory from your perspective.
And I would know the historical records indicate the massive multi-legged ship as being dubbed Sovereign.
Sovereign from all standard information that is found, all like council released information, news. Sovereign was the Geth flagship manned by the rogue spectre Saren Artorius when he led the Geth fleet against the Citadel.
Just as sort of a meta question. Not one Scrap is consciously asking, I'm asking. Does Scrap have any other words or names suddenly pop into his head on viewing this memory?
No words or names. But when you gaze upon that ship in the distance, you cannot help but recall the echo of an echo within your dream.
And all of this information, as protected as I can make it so that it's as non-dangerous as possible, I'll make sure Neem has access so that she can do her diagnostic.
So, did you find it?
The code apparent has seemingly self-destructed itself. I was not able to salvage most of it. Only a single memory file, predating my awakening. Creator Neem, I was at Eden Prime.
There is a deafening silence for a pretty good 30 seconds. I think we always knew that was the case, didn't we? Or something like that.
Perhaps. It was a logical suspicion to hold.
What are you going to do?
As soon as the others are awake, I am going to alert them of this phenomenon. I would ask that you maintain a very careful monitor on all of my internal systems. I will send a live feed directly to you. If anything strikes you as odd, notify me at once if I do not notify you first. Perhaps I am being overly cautious, but I fear I might be dangerous if left unchecked.
Crap. I know what you are, what you were in the past. Maybe you're right to be worried, or maybe this is just bad memories creeping in to your simulation, creating a nightmare. Guilt as much as you can feel it. I know you. Who you are. Whoever you were back then, I don't think that is who you are now.
Not in this moment. But if there is even a tiny chance it could be me again, we need to be prepared for it.
I trust you, Scrap. Given the opportunity to choose between the life you have now and the return to your consensus, and do what they did, I don't think you'd choose that. That Geth does not stop to help Koreans recover their lost credits.
I am not certain it is a matter of choice.
And let's agree to disagree. I will look at your code when this is all done. I will do a full diagnostic, see if there is anything untoward in your systems. But Scrap, just also give some consideration to the fact that you are a person and that people are complicated.
I am aware of this. Unlike most organics, however, I am perfectly capable of analyzing the entirety of my neural structure. I know myself better than anyone else possibly could.
And yet, I have seen you miss the obvious more than once. So you never know. I'm going to go back to getting some sleep as much as I can after this conversation. You should talk to the others in the morning.
I will.
And, actually get some scouting done in the morning as well, and with hopefully less fireworks. That would be good.
That is the intention.
Good. Good night, Scrap. Crazy bullshit.
Good night, Creator Neem. I apologize if I disturbed your rest.
No, it's fine. Next time you wake up in the middle of the night sweating from nightmares, I am here all ears.
I do not sweat.
Oh, you never know. You've already discovered you can feel cold. I will not be cleaning up the oil stains, though. And then she cuts the feed.
Oil? Faceplates shift a few times. And then I will check my Omni tool to see if there are any messages from our observing specter friend, Talon.
Yeah, Talon does have a message. Simply saying, I lost the feed there for a few minutes. What happened?
I will basically send a full copy of my entire conversation with Neem to Talon. So, like, Scrap doesn't show it, but he's actually kind of panicking at the moment, so he's trying to cover all his bases.
The only reply you get is, shit. She doesn't say anything else. And you get the sense that whatever you sent her caused some alarm.
If she's not replying back, I'll nonetheless just leave her with a message asking, if you have any idea what has just happened to me, I must know. Please.
You get no response.
I'll just assume she's AFK and check on that routinely over the course of the day and see if I get a response. For now, I'm going to return to trying to get what sleep I can get, or, whatever the Geth equivalent is.
Quote unquote.
You enter a low power mode, like constantly setting your self-diagnostics to run into overdrive. As you do, though, that chill never quite leaves you. As we tick into the next day.
It's
And,
just a... Sorry.
And I was about to say, and I'll be 2 seconds because I need to use the bathroom.
Alright. All I was going to say was Nixeline gets up a bit earlier than the others and is just staring out the window.
Alright, we'll get to that in 2 seconds.
Man, I just keep fucking stealing the spotlight, and I don't mean to. It just keeps happening.
It's okay,
Why?
buddy.
You said you were going to try and have dreams. That gave me ideas to torment you.
Yeah,
We're gonna open
I
up
shouldn't
with
have,
this.
because now I have indoctrination, and that's not good.
Yeah, it's not. But hey, I mean, Scrap's going through some things now.
Literally,
now
you
it's
gave
processing
him
emotions for the first time.
Literally, you gave him permission to torment you, basically.
Permission to torment? No, too bad.
You didn't fuck up.
Oh dear.
Literally, if you give him any idea, he'll remember that.
I mean, to be fair, it's a natural thing that happens with the player and the DM. The players unintentionally give DM some ideas.
I guess.
Even unintentionally.
Some good, some could go in any direction. Yeah.
And back.
Welcome
Okay,
back.
Right, so the next morning, Nixeline, well, the rest of you start to awake. Scrappy, you're probably just sitting in bed monitoring the situation, waiting for everyone else to stir, but Nixeline was the first to wake and is currently staring out the window.
Definitely Zelina stuff because she's in a coma from that food.
Food coma.
Coma.
Might be me
I think
later.
it-
What?
Same thing with Scal.
They're both in food comas.
So, Nixeline, what are you looking at?
Around
the
the
hell?
streets, and is pretty much seems to be in deep thought and silent about it. But her long coat is pretty much a little bit more as than usual, like not fully covering up, and anyone awake may notice something around her neck. Appears to be an old wound. Just barely peeking out from all the fur she has around there.
Is there currently anything going in the watch together room, music-wise, audio-wise?
Some ambience is playing.
It's not playing for me.
Just
Refresh.
refresh it, it should fix it.
I did refresh, and it didn't do anything.
Is the volume up?
Okay.
I can do
No,
it.
it's just straight up not playing. I'm looking at it. It's not doing anything.
Can
That's
you
weird.
go on ambience and click Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition, Ilian or Sastra Exchange, and see if you selecting it will help?
Yeah, because I can hear it fine.
difficulties.
Nope, nothing. It's just kind of
That's odd.
flickering at me.
Try
Yeah.
closing Watch Together and with it resetting.
I guess I'll try that. Oh, goodness. That wasn't what I wanted, but whatever.
This is odd.
It is.
Because you're the person recording. We need
Yes,
sound.
yes, I know. I'm working on it. Carry on with what you're doing while I'm trying to solve this.
Sure. So long as the recording's alright.
Especially after all that.
Mm.
Man, that is
Like I said, she's just pretty much silent at the moment and in just deep thought, staring and a bit unaware of her surroundings behind her, I guess.
Hiccup.
Yeah, I
Huh,
see that.
yeah, it seems like YouTube itself is just not working for me at the moment.
Oh,
At
no.
all.
You able to try a different browser?
That'll be awkward. I can try.
Because what
Try
browser
it,
are you using at
yeah.
the moment?
Brave.
That should not be
Okay.
doing that.
Yeah, because I'm on Brave and it's fine.
Because I recommended that to you.
Same.
Well.
Okay.
No, I don't need read aloud. Go away. Stop. No! God damn it! That wasn't what I wanted to do! Why did you close the wrong damn tab? Stop it. Stop it.
Technical difficulties.
All right, hang on a second. I'm hitting the pause button. All
I
right,
might
for
be
some
too.
reason, just the Brave browser is not playing nice with Watch Together right now, but it's fine. I got it working in Firefox. We're back in action. Let me just relaunch the game room on my browser here, because
Yeah.
y'all watched Scrap Heap blue screen in real time.
Meanwhile,
I guess
Nix-
it's some kind of weird coding error. with the
Meanwhile,
browsers,
back
but-
to Nixeline being pensive at a window with a wound on her neck showing because she isn't wearing a coat.
Also, I might be hyper later, mostly because I have a bag of M&Ms beside me.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Be hyper now.
I mean, that is as good a reason as any to become spontaneously hyper.
But yes, is anyone going to make any sort of comment or anything regarding that new wound you just noticed? Or
Scrap Heap
Meh.
is still doing shit in his programming. He needs 4 additional hours of nappy time to be okay, so he is taking that right now.
Meanwhile, Zelina and Scholar are literally having food comas right now.
Yes, I redirect you to the video I posted in general chat. That is what Scal is doing right now.
Well, I can't play it because the audio will just show up in the recording.
Just snoring, very full snake. Yep.
Knowing snake.
Boop
Yeah,
noodle.
Nick.
I love boop noodle.
Boop noodle. So yeah, okay. So Skull is to the sleep. Scrap is rebooting because indoctrinated. Zelina, what are you doing?
I literally said that she's in a food coma.
So she is
Yeah,
also
okay.
still asleep. Everyone is still asleep.
Yeah.
Everyone currently has a long rest except for Scrap, but yeah, the others sleeping in. So Nixeline, currently you're the only one who's actually conscious.
Yep.
I will say that if you look at Scrap, you'll notice that his faceplates are shifting fairly frequently.
His helmet is off, so you do see the geth beneath the hood.
Nixeline turns and pretty much grabs her long coat and put it back on, and then she does notice Scrap and puzzling to herself, okay, is this normal or is there something wrong here? And now she is keeping her distance but trying to studying what's going on with Scrap. Destination is tweaked, but is also concerned.
Right, if
Yeah, you
you're-
see, like the shifting of his faceplates are quite frantic. You're not exactly a geth expert on how their body language works, but you would almost describe it as being alarmed.
I mean, you've seen Scrap in a low
Just-
power state before during the flight here, and he
Yeah.
usually is just quite docile. He just sort of sits there and only occasionally do a faceplate shift. Not here. He looks like his faceplates are doing the mambo.
This rubber boy is stressed.
That's why Nixeline's a bit concerned. This is first. It's hesitant at first, but then she decided to respond with calling out his name. Scrap? Are you okay, buddy?
Something occurred while you were all asleep. I will elaborate once everyone is awake. It would be easier to only have to explain it once.
The talk about dreams didn't go well. Well, I'm sure the others will awake momentarily. I suppose I could snack on something and get myself ready when they wake up.
That would be wise.
As he turns away and gets the stuff from the closet, she does look a bit concerned, but then focused to getting herself ready.
As you are having this conversation, all of your comms suddenly jump to life. Your Omni tools activate as the voice of Icon comes out, going, "Alert, agents, hereby known as Shadows. There is much to do, and you still seem to be in a state of unconsciousness. I would ask that you cease this state immediately."
Most of us, but I get the memo. Just give us some time to prepare for another day, as you pretty much home version of hanging up, I guess, if possible.
And Zelina and Scar, you are definitely both woken up by Icon's grating voice coming through your Omni tools.
Just Zelina just like groaning it like in annoyance. She's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
If it would help, I can provide the sound of an alarm clock.
Do not.
Beep. Beep. Beep.
Icon, that is not necessary.
Understood.
We have no
Pity.
we have no need for that. I am here. I can do it.
Are you serious?
And if any of you who have played the Mass Effect trilogy, you know that really high-pitched pew noise a Geth makes when they die. The Scrap's just gonna make that.
Oh, that would wake her up.
Oh,
Sounds
very well.
so tragic.
He'll make that sound a grand total of 1 time.
Now, in reaction, Scout instantly whips his tail, his tail out and bonks you on the head. Shut up.
Hey, easy you.
There is a metal clang.
Yeah, she just immediately sat up. Just immediately like sat up before she just rubs the side of her head because like, come on. It's like me in the morning.
So he walks up to him and then pretty much just flicks him on his snoot. No. No hitting for scrap. Shame on you.
I ask for your opinion.
No, but I feel I should intervene. Besides, Scrap has something to tell us that's quite important now we're all conscious.
Correct.
And she lets you.
All right, and Scrap will give a thorough recap of everything that happened over the course of the night, including audio bit playbacks and whatnot, and just culminate with, I also shared this information with our Spectre Overseer. She seemed alarmed, and has not responded to any further queries since.
I'll be honest, that's a lot of information to process, but yeah. Makes sense why you're acting like this.
I agree with Nixeline.
I have erected as many firewalls as my hardware is capable of permitting at this time, without impeding my other core functions. In the event that this infiltrating force on my programming should return, I should at the very least have sufficient time to issue a warning before any interferences in my processes can occur.
In the meantime, the best thing we can do is survey you and hope it doesn't cause too much of a crisis for the rest of us, especially you, if we're in a tight situation with this mission.
At this point in time, I do not detect any interference in my cognitive or haptic capabilities. I believe I am fully functional.
It's good.
I
And
deemed it
assure you, let us-
necessary to notify you all of the situation so that you are aware, but at this time I do not believe I am compromised beyond, perhaps in your vernacular, being rattled.
Appreciate you informing us of this, and rest assured, you would let us know, but I will also keep an eye out for any signs where, something goes amiss.
I would be grateful.
You're most welcome. Well, one of us solves one problem with hunger issue and another just overfilling themselves. Now we have this. Well, I guess it just comes with the territory and the individuals we are. It's not going to go always smoothly.
Skull is just lazing off to the side. This can be his equivalent of standing to the side, arms crossed across his chest, and rolls his eyes. Says, "Oh, great! Our tin can is having a mental crisis."
Considering the fact that as a machine I am nothing but mental circuitry in a metal case, it would be wise to perhaps take a mental crisis on a machine platform a little more seriously.
I certainly do. After all, I've seen what happens when a ship malfunctions, especially if the life support goes off. Ugh. Worst
Affirmative.
case. But yeah, like I said, best to keep us informed on that, and I'll watch out for you, and I'm sure Nim would as well.
I have created an
Yes.
uplink with the Little Sky. Creator Neem has full access to all of my internal system diagnostics at all times. If there is anything we need to know, we will know.
Good.
Last thing we want is for something to happen to you in either a battle or when we are not paying attention. That's the last thing we want.
Indeed.
Acknowledged. We are on a schedule. We should return to the task at hand. The mansion
Yes,
will not
but-
scout itself.
Yes, which brings up a question. How are we going to do this? Should we stick together or split up in groups to cover more ground, or go individual ways?
Proposal. Given my current rattled state, I do not believe it would be wise for me to depart the hotel at this time until I can be certain I will not malfunction again. However, the rest of you have numerous skill sets that will make you ideal for exploring the outer areas of the mansion from various angles. From ground, from rooftop, and from distance. You can each get a different line of sight on it. If you are capable of providing a live feed of your scans and observations back to me or Icon, then I could operate as a man in the chair, so to speak. Gather and collate all data you all acquire, and from there, upon your return, we can work together with that gathered information to better formulate a plan.
I could definitely cover high ground. I would say perhaps even infiltration, although I think one of us here may have a better job at that. And pretty much looking at a certain blue lady in the room.
Affirmative. If an attempt at getting inside the mansion for any reason were to be attempted, Zelina would be most likely to acquire success on that front. The rest of us are too exotic.
Indeed. I have not seen another of my member ever since I left my planet, so yeah, that all checks out.
That being said, I would not advise an attempted infiltration of the interior of the mansion. Considering the imminent auction, it is likely that they will suspect it is possible that information will have been leaked. Nothing eludes the Shadow Broker, after all. Even if they do not suspect, they will take precautions. An infiltration alone would be unwise. In the event of encountering security, there is nothing any of the rest of us could do to help, at which point security over the technology we are here to acquire would be redoubled many times over, making acquisition that much harder.
I definitely was not thinking of a deeper penetration as that until we're all actually qualified to take on this task. I say something a little bit closer, like in areas where there be people talking about this event, so we could perhaps get some information that doesn't require going in the more restricted zones.
It is a definite
I mean, this-
possibility. I will leave that to your discretion.
Indeed. As for me, I should do my best from afar. Although, I will first have to navigate this place and find a suitable spot, but I'm sure that should be a task most suited to my skills. What about you? You're not going to get distracted with any hors d'oeuvres on the way of pretty much doing your part in this plan, my serpent.
You very nearly
Okay.
called me Ice Fang.
Nope.
Yes, you did. I heard you say ice. But yeah,
Wrong. I can't breathe. Okay.
Query. Who is Icefang?
See what I say? I was saying serpent and pretty much hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff.
yeah,
As in, you know, things you would eat.
yeah. I know.
Don't get distracted.
Mm.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
How are you going to play your part in this, my serpent adversary?
I will do what I usually do. I will stick to the shadows and remain out of sight, but within listening distance. See what I can pick up.
Remind
got the
me,
groundwork.
Skal has a sniper rifle, right?
Yes.
Alright. I would advise taking a high ground position. Your sniper rifle scope would be extremely useful for gathering intimate details from a distance, minimizing chances of being seen.
Thank you for stating the obvious.
Hey, my sniper's no lightweight either. I could search further distances.
It is not a competition.
No, but he could definitely be more closer, while I could be a bit more further back.
I thought you had a shotgun.
That
No,
was me.
Ah, okay.
too close personal.
Acknowledged.
That's how Zelina likes it.
Oh my.
Hey, leave her alone.
I don't
started
usually
it.
get into... I don't get into those sorts of tight situations unless I have no choice, really.
Understood.
So, if I'm getting this right, Scrapper's staying behind to monitor himself and also get his extra 4 hours so he can get full rest and restore all of his shit.
Yeah, I would like to establish like just some sort of software sensory link with everyone's Omni tools so that whatever scouting they are doing, I have a live feed of it all at once so I can better collate all the data.
That's fine. And everyone else, you want to head on out to the mansion, yes?
Yes.
Mwah.
Maybe
Alright.
observe it and see if we can gather any information, but obviously not infiltrate the heart of it yet.
Alright, so leaving
Comms. Check.
you can set that up easy enough. Everyone is all connected. You have been since the start of this mission.
Okay.
Everyone
that's
else, you head on out back into the street, Zelina, Scar, and Nixeline, and make your way through the lower streets of Illyria into the Balkan Heights, the most affluent part of the city. So that means you're going to stand out a lot more because the humans here are typically quite well dressed. Everything is quite clean.
I was gonna suggest if, Nixeline make an effort with a bit more disguise just to, make it a little bit more pristine, but also sort of blend into the crowd.
You put up a hood. Understood.
That and also cover up her wingspans as well.
Hood and sleeves. But you can make your way through the Balkan Heights and start making your way to the location specified. You come up upon a suburb that is clearly very affluent. There are a lot of parks, a lot of grass and trees, and it's very well blended in with nature. Whereas the city sprawls of Lower Illyria would be very packed in metropolitan heights you would expect in most cities. These suburbs are just that, suburbs. The houses are very spaciously apart from one another. None of them are attached together. They have large gardens. The houses themselves are quite big and multiple floors. Luxury, 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 affluence, all the rest of it. And upon your approach to the target, you do indeed see one such mansion sitting amidst grass and trees, 2 floors in height that you can see, and 2 people in Blue Sun's uniforms standing out front. And as you begin your approach,
Nixeline shuffles back and pretty much staying out of sight.
Icon will come over the comms. Incidentally, I will bring attentions back to the mentions of a scan myself and Neem were attempting to conduct yesterday. They are now being completed, and I can show them in conjunction to your visual surveys.
Why? But I just see Zelina, when she looks at all of the luxury, just her just going like, I feel like I'm back in my hunting grounds again.
Omega is not luxury. Okay.
No.
To
Not
her,
many places
yeah.
like this on Omega. Yeah.
I mean, she did deal with a lot of rich individuals. I get the feeling.
The scan come in through your Omni tool. We have got a general layout of the interior, barring a few rooms which seem to have some extra shielding. We cannot detect any particular individuals inside. Our sensors, unfortunately, are not that accurate from the distance we are needing to maintain. However, it is highly likely that there are more blue suns inside beyond the 2 you see at the door. And there will be many more on the day of the auction.
Honestly, not the layout I was expecting. Interesting.
The location appears to be less of a domicile and more of a show hall. Designed to entertain guests rather than reside. What the ball means, it is highly likely that the Blue Suns typically use this for an auction house more than to live in. Probably not the first time they pawned something off here. They have a lot of fancy statues inside. Try not to break them.
Zelina slowly looks like Skull.
What? Why are you looking at me for? I would never. Not on purpose, anyway.
Exactly. That's why I looked at you for.
Yeah, I see it either you trying to steal it or accidentally break it. Or maybe a mix
That's
of
him,
both.
not me.
That's what I'm on about.
Okay, out of character, I just had a thought. What if Skull ate the stuff that he steals,
That's
like
what I'm
Mr.
thinking.
Snake
You
from
do a
Bad
snake.
Guys?
Yeah, instead of
He would.
instead of freaking hamsters, though, it's a freaking expensive ass piece of art or something.
Hmm.
I get
It
the
wasn't
feeling he would do that.
It wasn't hamsters. It was guinea pigs.
Oh, guinea pigs, yeah. But still,
Guinea pigs, the fuck? He would have a snack, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can physically see the 2 guards at the front, and you have the basic layout of the 2 floors of the structure
Mm-hmm.
that you can currently see given by the Small Sky scans. Assisted by icons, algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
And then namely the 2 locations you cannot see are a small interior space past what appears to be some kind of security door. And on the upper floor, one of the rooms likewise has more shielding.
Hmm.
So, what are you all doing?
I mean, Scrap's just watching for the time being, so. Also, I'm gonna have to go here in a couple minutes, just for a little bit. I'll be back, but I gotta acquire some foods and hit the rest.
As is fair, as a heads up, I have 1 more hour, then I'm going to do reposition up.
All right.
okay,
Just a heads up.
no worries. No, you've been busy. And
I have work in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think.
As much as I would love to know what's inside, I did say I was going to survey the outside, so... That depends. What happens now? We do have quite a bit of information, but we still need more.
Just as a general word of advice, if you are planning on going inside, do so with the knowledge that if you alert them now that we're planning a heist, they probably won't go through with it in a few days.
Figured. Hence why I'm staying back here, monitoring it.
If it is possible to gain a read on how their security systems and technological interfaces operate, we will be able to provide better assistance on that front when the time comes. In short, what does their firewall situation look like?
So you won't try and access their systems before the thing.
I want to know, I don't necessarily want to try and breach the systems, but I do want to know if we can figure out what kind of defenses they have on that front. The more I know about their technological defenses, the better equipped I'll be to rules lawyer the fuck out of my hacking of it. I'm an engineer, it's my whole shtick.
Technically, you're a musician, but you know.
My class is engineer. You keep calling me a musician incorrectly. My class is engineer.
Well, never mind. Entertainer is specifically your background.
It's not my class, but yeah.
Drone jockey engineer, you know. You like to go beep boop with your bloody whisk and your... What was the music called? That
Theremin. It's called a theremin.
Theremin.
All right. I am going to be right back now, so I'll be back in just a little bit.
All right.
5 or 6 minutes.
Nuggy.
Okay. I'm just looking around on here.
I'm
My
just trying to think.
Where are our tokens on the map currently?
Your tokens are not currently on the map now.
Oh, okay. Just don't want to double check because I was wondering if I was missing something. Excuse me.
You're fine. You a sicky boy.
Yes, I have a cold.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Mind you, I'm actually getting over the cold because I'm not as bad as I was a couple of days ago.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was mostly in pain, but I'm not gonna go there.
Oh, the
I'm
pain.
sure.
The pain of it all.
I'm not gonna go here. We're recording. I'm debating whether to do a Bayonetta or not.
Ah.
What do you mean by Bayonetta?
Because I remember in like the game she would be in disguise or something. Like in one
I
of the games.
mean, if you have a disguise kit and
I do have a
way to
disguise
charm,
kit.
you could work it. Disguise and charm.
Think she- Literally, this woman is like a succubus. She can harm.
Our serpent friend being a full-on infiltrator, perhaps, I don't know, you could use a combination of your stealth and invisibility to get an earshot or something of any conversations.
Yes, that was the plan.
There are some good hiding spots theoretically, like maybe this might be high enough to hide behind, or even this tree, just to be extra cautious. But there's also the back, but that is a security door, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, it may not be guarded like this one here, but then again, it could have
Whoa.
something.
That was a noise.
Because, yeah, just a question, I guess. Would you
Yeah.
say this is the front door and this is the back door of this place, or is it the other way around? Oh dear.
This is the front door. This is the back door.
Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, that's the back door. That's the front. As I figured, through the guards. And the way it looks different. Okay. Which I wouldn't be
now the
surprised, like most back doors, they would have like some kind of alarm system, like a fire alarm or something, or security. Maybe. So probably best not to try to trigger any alarms.
Hmm.
Then again, if he manages to get in there, perhaps, if she's planning that, you could try to sneak on in, but then again, if that security system has a way to detect you even while you're invisible, that would be a bit of a bust.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You just have to think cautiously here.
This is gonna be for me.
Either way,
Well, Skal does have hacking. Does have hacking tools, and he does have 3 in engineering. And a fairly high intelligence stat.
I mean, I have a feeling.
So what exactly is your plan here, guys? Because remember, if you alert them now, you could blow the entire thing.
Hmm.
you have to be thinking cautiously about it.
Yeah. Damn. I am still trying to think. This is.
I'm just checking something while you decide.
Go ahead. Is that like thinking in Zelina brain like disguise or no?
Make some decisions, people.
Or just sneak in? I don't know.
I suppose Skal will be hiding in the tree and trying to listen in.
Which
to
tree?
Conversations. The one I'm pinging on.
That one there.
And
Okay.
are you using your invisibility and stealth for that?
Stealth, yes. Cloak, not yet.
Okay, I need you to roll for me a stealth check then. As you want to make for this tree over here, just place your token on the map.
Alright, I have returned and I brought with me some lunch. I will keep my microphone volume way down unless I need to talk so that you don't have to listen to me chewing.
10-10.
That's
Thank
2 critical
you.
failures. You rolled snake eyes, 2 natural ones. That's 2 d20s, 2 nat
What?
ones. Wow. Okay, so yeah, to catch you up, Skajama, Skull was sneaking in without his cloak for the time being, and he just rolled a nat 1. So, I'm going to roll their perception checks. Anything higher than a nat 1 of them.
I can't believe Nixeline is just watching this from afar and is just cringing up. It's like, oh,
13
no.
and a 5. Okay, hope will still succeed. So here's what happens, Skull.
Oh no.
As you're all kind of standing back, deciding, what exactly you're going to be doing here. You streak on forward, deciding to try to save the charges of your cloak for the time being, aiming for the tree to the left, planning on sneaking up it, staying in the branches outside, trying to eavesdrop on these people. As you make it over to the tree and start to climb up, you realize this tree was not necessarily meant to withstand the weight of a giant, recently satisfied snake person that has the weight of 2 people, and the branch snaps, sending you plummeting back down with a big thud, and immediately attracting the attention of both guards here, who you all kind of see quickly go on, activate their Omni tools and go onto their comms. And a mere few moments after that, the doors will open. Give me just a sec.
Fission mailed.
As an individual in Blue Sun's armor carrying a very big gun kind of emerges out the door, nods for one of the security to follow her, the other one kind of stays behind, and they're making a running beeline right to you with their weapons drawn. Not leveled yet, but their weapons are drawn.
Heck!
Skull? 2 very angry looking humans are approaching you. What are you doing? He has muted himself. Why have you done this?
Fool!
I wasn't saying anything,
Okay.
don't worry.
So, what are you doing, Skull?
Honestly, I've not thought of it. I did not think of. I can't think of anything in this situation aside from just. Would activating my cloak do anything?
It would render you immediately invisible.
They know something's in the area, so it might not completely fool them, but it might give you a chance to slip away.
I'm going to do the same trick as I did last time.
Oh.
Decoy
What
and
was that?
cloak.
Decoy and cloak. Alright. So,
Oh,
first you're
yeah.
activating your decoy. Let me just remind myself if there's any rules to do with that. So, Skulls as lull. That uses up one of your tech points for the day. Leaving you with 5. And you're also going to be using one of your 2 cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
First, decoy. Summon a holographic copy of yourself, location. Let's make a wisdom perception check. Okay. What is your save modifier? Skylar. Your save DC is 14. Okay. So, seeing them coming, you kind of utter a curse to yourself. You activate your Omni tool, bringing this decoy to life simultaneously. As it operates in front of you, you activate your cloak, rendering you invisible. And a second Scarter's Lao comes to life I'm going to have both of the Blue Sun's Heavy and the security guard make perception checks against your save DC, which is 14. So let's have a look. Do the security guard first. He gets an 11. He does not seem to notice anything odd as he runs up, he raises his pistol, shouts, "Hey! Snake thing, stop right there!" As for the heavy...
That music was timed perfectly. On
A
the
2.
spot. Oh!
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, as soon as the music stopped, it's like, oh god. Oh, and it's even stopped on a 2. What the?
I didn't stop the music. I don't know which one you did dead, but I did stop it.
I didn't.
Oh,
I just looked over to see why it paused, and it was also
So
on a
we know.
2 seconds.
Either way, both of
Well,
them... Yeah, the security guard levels up a pistol. The Blue Sun's heavy seems to instead bring up some sort of missile launcher.
Oh my god,
What
that's
the
overkill.
And is pointing it at the decoy. They kind of begin their approach, clearly very warningly, eyes piercing. As they're approaching the decoy, Skull, what are you doing?
I'm escaping. I am escaping.
You make like a Zoidberg going, "Woo!"
Yep, go away.
All these snake equipment.
Yep.
You're going to sliver on out of there. And as the two approach the decoy, it just kind of stays clothed from it, staring back. The Blue Sun Heavy kind of approaches first. Hands up! Surrender now, or I will take great pleasure in coating the ground with the Xeno blood. The groundskeepers can pick up the pieces later.
Oh my god.
And as there's no response, she kind of frowns. Nods towards the security guard, giving him a quick nod. And then there is a single pistol shot fired by the security guard that goes straight through the decoy as it dissipates. Shit. Put a notice amongst our people. If anyone sees this weird snake-looking Xeno, put bullets in it immediately. Can't be having anyone snaking around. Nice one, boss. Shut up. And they're going to start retreating back inside, where Heavy will vanish and the security guard will retake his spot by the door.
Seeing all of
next
that,
needs
to
to-
hopefully try and cover for that, Scrap is going to start doing a thing.
Yeah, because Nixeline was just watching that whole thing unfold through the scope, and she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Just Zelina pinching the bridge of her nose, just like, what the hell was that?
Well, that failed.
Double
Nice,
natural
Scrap.
ones is what that was.
That was Snake Eyes. That could have ended badly.
Indeed.
Like a disappointed parent.
So, Scrap, I've seen what you've written. Are you trying to put that on the extranet?
Not immediately. Otherwise, that'll be suspicious. I would like to ask Icon to help with it, too. Just to make sure it has an air of authenticity to it.
You can start immediately doing that to try and cover tracks.
Yeah. To, Scrap will communicate this to everyone over comms. This incident will raise eyebrows. I am going to fabricate a falsified police report that we can leak to the Blue Suns indicating that a prankster has been going around the city, creating holograms of a snake creature to scare people, and that said perpetrator has since been caught. With any luck, this will cover your tracks and explain away the incident, and prompt them to lower their guard.
That would be very helpful indeed. But it also still puts us back to square one of what do we do.
It would stop them from sending out a search party. If it's successful, comes the rather irritated voice of name. It does, however, mean one way or another, Scout, they know your face. They will be looking for a snake, and there's only one on this planet.
That is a problem.
You could just hear Skull grumbling to himself. Stupid branch, why couldn't he tell me?
I don't know. Maybe having 2 meals in quite a consistent time of your life cycle is not a good idea. That's probably not digested yet.
Yes, I think he is calling you fat.
The
You are
condescending
doing a
tone
job.
is not required, but the analysis is otherwise accurate. God. I think that is the most insulting Scrap has ever been.
In some ways, Nixeline is proud.
Like, that was like a low-key roast, I think.
Yeah. He's learning.
I am not programmed for sarcasm.
Oh, brilliant. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Well, I was going to perhaps get a bit closer for an earshot and be stealthy about it, but that did not pan out for you, so now that changes plans.
If nothing else, Icon pipes over the comms, the blooper undertaken by Scout as well has confirmed that there is a very angry human female with a rocket launcher inside.
That
That
gives
is
us one more
useful.
data point on their security measures inside, as far as physical matters are concerned.
Yeah, that looked like some serious hardware she was carrying for her size. Right, noted.
Also note, Scout as well, in your future plans to infiltrate the heist, I would recommend you are not front and center on infiltration team if you are planning to smile your way inside, since they now know your face.
And this is why I don't want to have my face revealed. The less they know, the better.
However, myself and Scrap will continue working on our report. If this is successful, it should hopefully dissuade them from sending out any search parties into outer edges of the city. It should hopefully mean that any Blue Suns encountered beyond the location of the auction will not recognize you. Results pending.
Additional query. Do we have any indication of whether or not this auction is putting on display anything besides the technology we are here to retrieve?
I do believe that there are some exotic artworks on display, but the main object of interest is this technology.
A hypothetical occurs to me, dangerous, and so I will not propose it at this time, but I have it in my back pocket.
Well,
Scrap, are you going to propose you're going to be exhibited as artwork or something?
I was thinking on that. But we don't have anything of value or worth.
We have me. I am an exotic piece of technology. Were I to enter a low-powered state, then theoretically a known associate of the Blue Suns, or at least a related party, such as Zelina, could theoretically make a donation to the auction, in the form of an inactive but otherwise preserved geth. Given my
That
kind's
is-
history and reputation, that would potentially get me inside as an inactive and damaged piece of technology. My appearance would help sell the illusion. I do not, however,
You're not-
wish to have this be our primary plan, as it poses considerable risk to myself and all involved if it were to go wrong. It would also leave me completely alone and isolated behind enemy lines. I am not designed as a frontline combatant.
I appreciate the idea and volunteer work, but yeah,
I don't.
put
I
it out,
hate this entire plan.
As I was saying, as you pointed out, that is way too risky, and not even I would consider such a thing, to be honest.
Acknowledged.
Sorry, but
It is a
Yeah.
last resort plan.
Scrap, you are an exotic piece of artwork in an engineer's dream, Please do not put yourself on display.
Yeah. Especially if they decide to have a closer look at you, that would put you even more at risk. After all, you are a Geth, and I wouldn't be surprised they would need to do some deep, search to make sure you're completely deactivated. If they reactivate you, that may cause more problems, whether it's through jolt or you reacting to your version of pain, essentially.
They would need to have a firm understanding of Geth technology in order to attempt such a thing. They do not. Unless they have
Addendum.
Quarian in their ranks, which I sincerely doubt they do.
And from the files of the Shadow Broker, many members of the Blue Suns have been noted as being idiots.
Acknowledged. That will play into our favor. However, again...
Unless
this
you are
plan-
dissected.
Acknowledged.
Yeah.
As stated, this plan is a last resort back pocket measure in case all other avenues that are more intelligent should fail. It simply crossed my mind.
Well, at least most of us in this group hoping it won't result to that at all. And we could think of something that's going to be more practical without endangering you.
Given the
Which
security
means this-
on site, I find myself revisiting my previous proposal. Do you all remember what Scrap's initial zero information proposal was?
I'm just...
The proposal basically was that would basically amount to sow paranoia among the individuals attending this auction by making everyone think that someone else, anyone else, everyone else maybe were planning on just opening up fire to steal the item and then fuck off with it, thus prompting everyone to be trigger happy and ready to just start blowing each other up at a moment's notice, thus putting while there are more bullets flying, they're flying at each other and not necessarily at us, and then we can just swoop and nab and go. And the best person we have on hand who could feasibly start spreading that would be Zelina, because, she works for Arya, and Arya has her thumb on the Blue Suns.
Yep.
This plan would still require infiltration beforehand into the event.
Yeah, so it's kind of a combination of Scrap's plan and Nixeline suggesting perhaps she getting in there since she's the only one that could theoretically do it out of all of us. Theoretically, so long as the dice are generous.
Notation. If Scrap's suggestion of exhibiting himself as an item were to go ahead, Zelina would be the most prominent candidate to be the one presenting this. At which point Neem butts in. I said no, this is not happening.
Icon, that is too risky. You must understand this. I understand what you mean by this, but no.
I have already
Can't
stated
think.
that it is a backup plan in the event all others fail. We need not dwell on it at this moment. It is a waste of resources and processing power to go over the finer points of a plan that simply is not in the cards at this moment.
So what is the game plan at the moment?
We have limited information of the interior. Only a layout. We have limited information on its security measures in terms of technology, security patrols, and anything else. Would it theoretically be possible to plant a bug into one of the security soldiers, or an individual inside, or just a security camera? If I can get a live feed of internal security, I can better analyze what we are dealing with.
So, in a way, maybe hack the comms without detecting any, trouble, essentially?
Hacking communications is possible, however, poses a risk. If the infiltration is discovered, especially so soon after Scal's unfortunate mishap, it will cause our security to raise significantly regardless of what our falsified police report indicates.
I see, so we have to find a way to make a more subtle bug.
If I can successfully plant a small piece of software into the Omni tool or another bit of hardware equipped to any of the security of this location, then I would be able to monitor their location and all other signals inside remotely. However, this would necessitate proximity to install the virus, and the virus could then potentially be detected later. However, its relation to Skal would be negligible, if at all, and thus might not raise alarms too much. Especially if I can dress it up as just simple spyware. An individual who attends a bar or a strip club would be prone to accidentally picking up such malicious software. It would not raise alarms.
It would mean, however, one of you needs to get close enough to one of those security guards to put it on.
We can
Yes.
safely assume that at least some of these security personnel do not spend all of their time at this location. They would have to work in shifts. People require downtime to maintain high efficiency, even a mercenary company like the Blue Suns. I propose we monitor in and out flow of personnel. If anyone leaves, track them. If they should make their way to a place of social repute, such as a bar or a strip club, or anywhere else of that sort of nature, an individual may be able to pass close. They do not even need to engage with said individual. Merely approach and be within close enough proximity for a data transfer. I can handle the
Query.
rest from there.
Query, Unit Scrap. Your plan indicates you wish to encounter Blue Suns beyond the scope of the event location.
I do not see any other way to infiltrate the security systems without posing a significant risk of being detected on site.
In that case, I may have something of interest to you.
Elaborate.
There is a notification that the Blue Suns are hiring out contract mercenaries to take out a human charity worker who has been freely providing aid to colonies still suffering from Geth attack nearly 3 years ago, where the Blue Suns were providing the same aid but for much higher prices.
This is located in this city.
There is an agent of the Blue Suns in the trade district hiring out these mercenaries.
Can we be confident
So-
that this Blue Suns mercenary also operates out of this mansion?
The Blue Suns have minimal presence in quote-unquote civilized territories. As far as I am aware, this mansion is their only public-facing front on the planet.
Acknowledged. It may be worth an investigation. We do have several days of time before the auction. It may be worth diverting time and attention towards this.
Well, since Scar has already been well notified by his face, perhaps I could pretty much, well, metaphorically throw my hat in the ring on that. After
It is-
all,
It is worth noting that it is very unlikely that a notification of Skal's identity has been sent out to Blue Suns beyond the mansion as of yet. If we are prompt in our distribution of the falsified report, then it is my hope that that shall remain true. At which point Skal could engage in any endeavors necessary beyond the
Acknowledged.
mansion.
that would be useful.
Yes.
But
That'll be
I had an extension that we probably act like we don't know each other, just to not, quark any eyes of such. And since we don't exactly have a full chemistry of friendship, I think we can manage that.
Acknowledged. Your pre-existing animosity will make for fantastic cover.
Let Skal speak, please. He's been trying.
Ah, sorry.
I agree. That's. I agree. We don't exactly get along. And nor do I want to. But yes, I would much. This sounds just up my alley.
Feeling is neutral indeed.
I like how you mentioned get along like we don't get along, like me and you, Skull.
You aren't planning on murdering this person for the Blue Suns, are you?
We require
Incidentally,
them alive.
Incidentally, however, for the elimination of their target, the Blue Suns are offering 5,000 credits per person involved. They apparently really hate this person.
If you
5,000 per.
out of character, if you, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Out of character, if you would see Scar's eyes, you would pretty much faintly see dollar signs.
Or whatever, pretty much Mass Effect uses.
Credit signs. Yeah.
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 Credit signs.
Jesus.
Ching.
Not gonna lie, out of character. If you guys ever were to when you came to the guards being on shifts and they go to a bar or something or a strip club like that, and Zelina would have done it immediately. She would have been like, "I'm in for that one."
Yes.
Theoretically,
I'm
then
liking
we
how
would
this-
have multiple avenues. Zelina could trace someone to a haunt like a bar or a pub or whatever, and we could send Nixeline to investigate this hiring station just to get as many bugs planted as possible and get me just a full network spread of observation.
Exactly what I was thinking.
And Scar
And
will just
perhaps-
go ahead and do the job anyway, regardless.
I mean, I'd rather you not, but okay.
Yeah. And Celine, well, I suppose Celine could also even do her own way of pretty much helping to spread like a bit more of a network, perhaps. Or
That's what they were just
more
told. That's what.
information.
So they were just talking about Zelina tracking people to like strip clubs and things.
Yeah.
So,
More
So just to make sure I have all of this correct in my head, the idea is that I imagine everyone will have to reconvene on Scrap really quick to get copies of the bug spyware, and then they each go to a different location. Zelina would trace any Blue Suns people who leave the mansion to when their shift ends, and if any of them go to like bars or strip clubs or what have you, she could probably get close enough to just chat them up a little bit while the spyware uploads to their Omni tools and hardware. Meanwhile, Nixeline or Scal, one or the other, or both, who knows, might go to that hiring out spot where they want to kill a charity person because they suck, talk to them for a while, and then I can upload more of the spyware to them. And even if those guys don't necessarily return to the mansion, it would give us more information on the scope of their operations on this planet, which could be handy to have. Is that about right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
That'll work.
And like I said, I mean, with Nixeline and Scal, they pretty much don't get along, so they could pull that undercover of, not knowing each other while
All right.
being hired mercenaries. Thing is, with Zelina, she could pretty much, either join in on the mercenary lot or perhaps go about talking to certain individuals from this place and, very much having like a chummy, good drinking time with them while also maybe getting some information on our side.
Hey, wanna flirt with a bat? I'm exotic.
No, not Nixeline. Basically, she
That's
would
her
be in the
job.
mercenary
This is
group at the
Zelina's
time.
All right.
Names are quite similar.
My question then is, does anyone have any objections to this plan or problems with it?
No.
No, I just want to point out it's rather ironic seeing as Zelina got so upset with the bandit calling her a prostitute or a stripper or something along those lines last session, and here she is doing it exactly that.
I mean,
No, she's not going to be a
she's-
stripper. She's going to sleuth.
yeah.
She's going to be
Yeah,
at
that's
the bar,
different.
not on top of it.
Yeah.
Yes, at the bar
Yeah.
as a hooker.
No,
No.
just at the bar. You don't have to be going to a bar does not automatically make you a hooker. If
Yeah,
it
there's
did,
a lot
I'm a
more
criminal.
steps. For instance.
And just being an Asari in a bar does not make that Asari a hooker either. That's not how it works. That is a common misconception.
Listen. Literally, Zelina is not like that at all. She manages
Yeah.
to be an
Pretty much-
escort.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
basically, and covering more different backgrounds, like mercenary or just casual talk in places where people like to drink and have a good time, it would give us more information, one way or another. Plus, two of
Listen,
us
the
would be
woman
getting
is an expert
10,000
in
in total.
flirting.
If,
Yes, she's
we get
a seductress.
5,000 each.
All right, well.
And meanwhile, I guess Scrap would be, monitoring everything.
That is my job.
Mhm.
I am coordinating with Neem and Icon at the moment to just be the men in the chair.
All right, so
You are
Again,
awful.
it's just-
moving this along. Because I
yeah.
know the time left. So you all, if I'm getting this right, are going to return first to Scrap to get some of this software to try and bug people. First, to try and create the software. So you can have advantage of this because you have Neem and Icon helping you, Scrap. But make for me. Just make for me. You're not actually hacking anything yet, so just make an electronics check to try and create the program.
With
The only
advantage,
thing was,
Advantage.
22.
Yeah, you create a very solid infiltration program.
Nice.
I'm taking
So-
some inspiration by the very one that Talon has infected you with.
The only thing Nixeline was going to ask was pretty much should he remain behind just to survey the area from afar, or should he come back with the others? Just to see if anyone leaves the building and, could form back to scrap if anyone has left or not, and give a good description.
I mean, you need to be in the area before I can give you the software bug, so...
Yeah. Fair enough. It's just like a sort of like survey from afar sort of thing with a sniper, alright?
You can. If you and Skal are going to the same location, then theoretically only one of you needs the bug software.
Though both of you having it would increase opportunities to enact
Yeah.
it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was going to join up with the others once, she was done surveying, so just to do that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I just see Zelina just like when you guys tell her like to go to the bar and stuff like that, and she's just like, I think I have one of my old dresses somewhere in my kit.
Probably. This one's gonna kill someone.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
we've all
suddenly
killed
the
someone
whole-
already.
Yeah.
You know what
well,
I mean. Give it her persuasion.
Let the woman have her fun. Damn.
I think Scar's killed more people in this party.
You don't know her body count anyway. Not that kind of
Yeah.
body count, but okay.
Oh my.
You started.
So, that software, that'd be nice right now.
Yeah. Grap can hand that over. He has the program ready. All you need to do is open up a connection between your Omni tool and the targets, and Scrap should be able to discreetly install it from afar.
Hooray for playing loosey-goosey with Wi-Fi and internet rules.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi tech. Live with it. So, Scrap is staying behind to manage that. Zelina is off sleuthing, and then we have Nixeline and Skal going to chat to the Merc recruiter. Yes.
Indeed.
That is the plan.
Also planting bugs.
All right. As we are preparing for this, and Zelina, as you kind of forwards, you kind of going back into some old habits, stalking certain locales. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh boy.
Great.
We got this, honey. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, if I remember this correctly, 1d20 and... this is a...
D20 plus
Cost-
1.
Yeah, I was like, I was looking at where my constitution was. Alright.
Oh,
12.
12.
The refreshing feeling from having feasted the previous day has now kind of faded away, but the hunger has not returned. You are okay.
Phew.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I'm just imagining Nixeline and Skal just at one moment before they set off on their assignment. Hey, Skal. May the
What do you
best
want?
merc win.
Thank you, I plan to.
Nean kind of comes over. So, you two going off to meet this Merc recruiter. What exactly are you two planning to do? What I ask.
Cool. Bug a few things, but also perhaps accept the job. After all, more credits mean more stuff for the heist.
You know the job is to murder a man for being a nice guy, right? And
And
A deception could be fabricated.
Exactly.
You would receive
I
the
mean-
credits for completing the assignment, but the assignment would remain incomplete. presuming you could fabricate a sufficiently effective deception.
Listen, Skull, I know you have a particular persuasion on how to do things, but just try not to make too much of a splash. Maybe?
Does have a point. After all, after what happened last night, I'm pretty sure other individuals will still be on edge. Most importantly, the law. And probably a few civilians.
Icon then pipes up over. The functions of morality aside, completing a task for the Blue Suns might also be an opportunity for entry.
There, someone is thinking rationally.
Well, we both have different methods, don't we? So let's
By
see
general
which
recognition
method
of
wins.
morality amongst civilized galactic species, it is not rational to murder someone for providing charity to those in need for profit. However, it is something that has been tragically done across multiple species' histories.
That may be a point. But you have to keep in mind others may have, how do we say, other ways of pulling that off, or even morals on occasion.
Aye, Gila. Whatever you decide to do down there, just try not to blow it all up in our faces.
And
We
please
already
don't
know
kill
his
each other.
face. To a degree.
Speaking of, Scrap, are you releasing that report into the extranet to try and cover for Skull?
Yes, and I, of course, want Icon to help to make sure it's convincing.
Alright, he's still helping, so I say a hacking check with advantage.
Hacking.
I just
With
love
your,
how I see
with your hacking tool, you'll be using this.
Ah. 24!
Nice.
24. You kind of release the report into the extranet with Icon's help, kind of putting it into various local news sites under a pseudonym author name, as well as some local social media feeds. And you are fairly confident that hopefully word of mouth will do the rest.
Alright.
Fingers
Neil.
crossed.
You want to find out?
I only have 2 fingers, so
It works.
2 and a thumb.
Yeah.
So, as the rest of you head out, the two of you heading out to find the recruiter have the location pinged to you by icons. You can be heading to the trade district to do that. But as for you... Sorry, go ahead.
All I was going to say is, a part of me was debating if I should use my disguise kit at all. Just to spruce myself up a bit. So people don't recognize Nixeline to a degree. So, at least you know
I mean-
later on.
At the end of the day, Skull's a snake. If they're going to recognize him, they're going to recognize him. He's a snake. Very hard to hide.
No,
Snack.
Nixeline wants to use disguise on herself, not
The
him.
snack.
No, Nixeline hasn't been seen yet.
Okay.
Can I just out of character? Literally, I just think of when she's like Zelina just going, "Do not kill each other while I'm gone."
Please. We're not
No,
children.
no promises.
I'd choke you in the tail if you try to eat me.
Zelina, for you to find an adequate location, can you perform an investigation check for me, please?
Let's see
Okay.
what I have in investigation. Wait.
0. You got absolutely nothing.
Of
Oh.
course.
Is this just her or all of us?
This is just her because she's going off on her own.
Okay.
Alright,
This
so
is
just
what
roll me a
she does,
d20.
even though it has been a while. I don't know why I'm just like giving myself a moment of silence before I do anything. Why?
Oh no!
Wah, wah.
So, Zelina, you spend the next good few hours kind of seeing the nightlife as the sun begins to set, immersing yourself in the crowd, going to local bars, chatting to some people, getting into your groove. At moments you kind of forget why you're here in the first place, you kind of get caught up in the moment. And you realise by the time that things are winding down, you haven't found a single member of the Blue Suns the entire night. You had a good time, but
Maybe a bit too much of a good time.
you do not
Well, we never had
find any member of the Blue Suns to integrate yourself with.
Wogan hasn't had any fun in a minute.
She had fun. Alas,
Love my
nothing
rolls.
useful.
Anyway.
Hey, he is multi-dimensional.
Mhm.
Good love. All right. The other two of you, while Zelina was off on her night on the town, proceed your way to the trade district. It doesn't take you too long to find an individual pinged to you by Icon. He is in a nearby simple cafe. Kind of sitting behind, wearing Blue Sun's armor. He's on his own. He seemed to have just finished talking to a scraggly human male. But he is very clearly the recruiter you're after. How do you play this?
Skull approaches the Skull approaches him, kind of towering over him at his full height. Greetings. I believe you have a job for a mercenary.
The Blue Sun's Mark kind of looks at you dispassionately and unintimidated, glances up at you, holds a stare for a good moment, and for a moment you're kind of worried, like, what if their deception on the exchange didn't work? What if word about you has spread? He holds that stare for a good moment before leaning forward and clasps his hands. Not sure I recognize you. But I recognize the girl on your back and the look in your eye that says you want to make some credits. Some might have a job.
Well, how many credits are we talking here?
On completion of our little job, 5,000 credits. No questions asked.
Interesting. Consider my employment engaged.
Well, a few things first.
Yes.
The job is to take out an individual who has been making himself a thorn in the side of the Blue Suns. We want this individual removed. You'll be working with other mercenaries who have been recruited, as well as some of our agents. No, this does not make you a member of the Blue Suns. You're not subject to any employment or benefits. And once the job is done, our contract is terminated and we go our separate ways. If you have any problem with that, you can find another job.
Just the way I like it.
Good. Open up your army tool.
I present the Omni tool to him.
Be at this location in the docks tomorrow morning, 1300. There'll be a shuttle ready to take you all out to the designated location. Do not be late. Do not, if you are late, you will be left behind, you'll be forfeit your credits. Do not get underfoot of the Blue Suns operatives on site. It is not their fault if you're too big a damn target, and I have no concept of tactical cohesion that you get a friendly fire round in the back of the skull.
Understood. I'll be there.
Good. Oh, there's nothing else. You kind of crap from my style. You are a big snake.
Very well. I shall see you around, I suppose.
Not likely.
And Skull promptly leaves, this little smirk on his face.
I presume my bug was able to transfer over during that conversation.
I'll actually think of transferring it when the Omni tool opened up.
Yes.
I mean, I figured it was an automatic thing.
No, it's not automatic. They kind of constantly do it. I'll allow you to make a hacking check there, Scrap.
Right. Oh, wait.
All right.
Because it's the skull.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
And a natural
Jesus.
1 on the
Damn,
event.
they love you
The
today.
full
Yeah.
spread right there.
Yeah, so Skull, during the transfer of the data, you open up the link to Scrap, who then uses that link and a natural 20 to effortlessly implant the tracking software spyware onto the Merc's Omni tool. Mission successful.
Awesome.
So a few moments later, pretty much after our serpent friend leaves, he's going to be quiet. Nixeline will poke her head in, essentially. Do my ears deceive me, or was there a bounty? May I
Jesus,
say
what's with
more?
all the fucking weird aliens today?
Well, it's nice to meet you too, sir.
Right, well, I'm half mind to have a little chat with you if you've been listening on our conversation, but you some kind of merc too.
It is my speciality, yes.
How much did you hear?
With these ears, quite a lot. I just need your permission, of course, to intervene this target.
Right, well, I guess you didn't hear. To recap, 5,000 credits upon completion, you are not a member of the Blue Suns, yada yada yada.
My lips are sealed, yes.
Go in
And I
there,
like it.
deal with the bastard who's been causing us problems, and we'll get along fine. Cause any problems, well, I hire people to deal with problems, and that's a lot more than you.
Indeed. So long as you are willing to give me a little charity of a reward, my lips are perfectly sealed. We don't know each other.
The Blue Suns doesn't deal in charity, that's what got our friend into trouble as it is. But you will receive your fair pay. After all, the Blue Suns provides the most premium security services in the entire galaxy. If people don't need us anymore because some do-gooder has been spreading the love around, and that's just bad for business.
That is bad for business. Most unfortunate. You seem very capable.
We are. Open your tool.
Okie dokie.
1300, spaceport, this shuttle. Be there. Or lose out.
And out of character, I trust I don't have to since it's already bugged, right? That's just a bit,
Overkill.
overkill.
And yeah, he's already had it implanted on his Omni tool.
Yeah. Thank you very kindly. I shall not fail.
Whatever.
Enjoy the rest of your hostilities.
Control my hostilities just fine, thank you. Bloody Alright. So you both exit. You have a time and a place the following day to be.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you found this random side quest I set up and weaved it into the actual main plot things. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. And now there's two of us upon this mission of information and credits, however we choose to handle that. I guess it depends on who gets to who first.
Alright, so you two heading back now?
Well, so Nixeline making some plans in her head on the way of how to approach the situation, but yes.
Alright, so as the sun sets on this day, you all can reconvene back in your hotel room. This will be for another night, another 200 credits. Who will be fronting the bill?
Don't look at me. We didn't share it out evenly.
I think the only one here who still has any fucking money is Skal.
You're not going to expect I need to pay for all our nights, White. And besides, if you get 5,000 out of this, it's just going to pay you back much more than you spent tonight. There you go.
Is Skal paying or not?
How much was it again for the per
like-
person?
It's like
50.
200 a night.
It's 50 per person, so 200 for the group room.
Unless some of us want to sleep outside, but, well, I would recommend it. Unless you're used to it.
I suppose I will be forthcoming with paying the whole thing as long as you pay it back to me.
I'm pretty sure the job will do that, but if it makes you feel any better, I could pay for the next night. If I get my pay. Is that fair?
Fine. And Skal pays 200. He's now down to 12. He's now down to 1,275.
Alright. 1275. Your room is paid for. And the night is yours.
Scrap is just going to keep an eye on the bugs that we managed to get planted, however many they may be.
Zelina, no.
Yep, so Zelina returns, all dressed up, quite pleased with herself, has absolutely no information for you, but she's quite pleased with herself.
Fun night, I takes it.
Mm-hmm. Haven't had that much fun in a while.
You do know where
Wonderful. How did the bugging go?
Yeah, I couldn't find anyone.
Oh,
Unfortunate. However, if your morale has improved, that can only increase our chances of success in this mission, so it was not a total loss.
Indeed. Now, which one of my lovely should I try tonight? Pretty much looking over the fruit she still has. And then she picks up. She does not know it's a coconut, but she's trying to figure out how the hell you get into this, and realizing it's a lot solid than she thinks. As she's trying it.
Analysis. Coconut. Native to human home planet of Earth. The edible bits are on the inside. The shell must be cracked open. Be advised, it leaks milk when opened. I would advise opening it over a sink or a bowl so that it does not spill all over the plush carpet.
I see. There are some circles that indicate that where you pretty much could punch your holes in it. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, so coconut water is very good for you as well.
Lovely. I should drain it carefully and not waste a single drop.
I'm tempted to do something with Skal here.
Go on.
Oh my
Is
god.
it something that might piss people off?
Skal just reaches reaches in, takes one of his pistols and shoots the coconut.
Oh my
Are
god!
you?
No! Don't do that! No! Please
There,
don't do
problem
that.
solved.
The coconut explodes and milk scatters everywhere.
Scrap is just going to slowly turn to Skull. When we are inevitably fined for ruining the room, it will be up to you to foot the bill.
You bastard! You completely obliterated it! You lucky I got a second one. But you owe me a coconut.
When you have a second one, I have many more bullets.
You shoot another
Down.
one, buddy.
You will
And I'm
cease from
confiscating
firing
the
live
pistol.
rounds inside of our hotel room. For one thing, it is dangerous and could result in our harm. For another thing, it is
Second of-
actively illegal on this planet. And the last thing
Yep.
we want is local law enforcement beating down our door.
Yes. As is going to point that
Fine.
out. Are you trying to blow our cover even more just like you did? Stop.
Jesus
Fine,
Christ.
but kills.
Oh dear.
If it is your intention to inflict damage upon things with live ammunition, you have a mission tomorrow.
True.
So reserve your ammunition for then.
Until then, clean it up. That's your punishment for the night.
Oh,
Agreed.
good. I gotta put
I'm
on another
gonna-
outfit for this one.
I suppose I'm not going to let waste what is at
Nixeline.
least edible.
The fucking snake
Yeah.
just shot a coconut.
He did. That's the out of context. I think just shot a coconut.
A coconut. No.
Alert! Reminder. 1300 is the time of your transport to this assigned mission of the Blue Sands. Currently assigned to this mission are Skull as Law and Nixeline. What shall Scrap and Zelina be doing in the meantime, or shall they also attempt to accompany?
I mean,
If my presence is desired, I will be happy to attend. However, if my presence would be put to better use continuing to monitor the bugs we have planted, then that is how I shall designate my time. In
Yeah,
short,
I
if you
can't-
want me to come, I will. If not, I still have uses here.
It's just pointing out, hello, still here. Whether you go through with this terrible thing, by the way, Skull, or not, there's still going to be a lot of guns either way, and people probably shooting at you. We might want to have a few more people. Because worst case scenario, you piss off whoever is probably going to be protecting this charity worker and the Blue Suns.
Icon,
And knowing
is
the
it safe to assume you can safely monitor the bugs that I have planted?
Affirmative. I am tied into the system. I did help design it. I am very proud of my work.
Acknowledged. In that case, my desire to accompany you on this mission has increased.
And I presume that goes for Zelina as well, if, by the way, you are that yet you are not so intoxicated by your night out, and whatever it is you have put in your body.
She was literally just scared, like glaring at Skull the whole time because now she has to change her outfit now.
You ruined my fucking dress! Shed your skin so I can wear it.
Oh, you would be a great purse.
Ironically, I was thinking about implementing a shedding cycle because he has fed quite nicely recently.
Maybe
yeah,
save
can
it for when you are not in mortal danger and actively doing things.
He could have. What is it? Is that a thought? Whenever he does a decoy, he sheds his skin.
Not how that works.
Funny, but no.
No.
nor do you drop your tail like a certain species of reptile. That would just be like, what the fuck? Funny, but no.
Do you think I'm a lizard? I
I
don't
mean-
do that.
You're a legless one. Does that count?
It's certainly not harmless. Anyway, I'm going to cut the comms for that and try and get some shut-eye. Scrap. And then she's going to switch to a private comm channel. Scrap,
this?
you're reading me?
I am reading
Is
you.
it?
Proceed.
In your task tomorrow, are you really going to go through with murdering an innocent man?
No, I have no intention of opening fire upon an innocent individual. My hope is to either prevent that harm, or in the event that harm does come to pass, ensure it is sufficiently avenged. Going on this outing with Blue Sun's operatives in this capacity presents an opportunity to do one of two things, both of which could benefit our end resulting plan. Either plant more bugs on every Blue Sun operative in the area, and then trick them into thinking the task has been completed, thereby giving me even more access to not just their systems but also the interior of the mansion. Alternatively, in the event that fails, we will be in a position to eliminate a large swath of security. If we do not then report back to the mercenary in charge, a report could feasibly be filed indicating that the entire unit and all mercenaries involved were wiped out, thus decreasing mansion security and leaving no trail for them to follow back to us for quite some time, making our infiltration of the mansion significantly easier. Either way, we have options.
Understood. Just, I think certain parts of our group have different motivations and way of doing things. So just be careful.
I will do everything I can. However, I cannot control other creatures.
No. Well, let's hope you continue to be as charming as ever.
We're gonna definitely need more than just persuasion, though, because I'm pretty sure...
You are not involved in this conversation. It's over a private channel, Nixeline.
Yeah.
Bet.
And totally not Zelina planning to murder a certain snake to make him an accessory.
Mainly because a certain snake is who Neen did not want to hear this conversation.
Right.
This group is very dysfunctional.
It is. It is. Liara sure picked him. Anyways, so.
Yeah, I mean...
Does Neem have anything else she wants to go over in this private call?
How are you feeling after this morning, by the way? Just checking in.
I have maintained my various firewalls and have kept routine scans on all of my systems. I have not detected any further anomalies. However, the previous one snuck up on me very efficiently. I would not be surprised were it to sneak up on me again. I am maintaining a vigil. Remaining still and isolated in the relative sensory nullness of this room has made it significantly easier to maintain that concentration. Considering how divided my attention has been over the course of the day, it is for the best that I remained here. Had I gone out in public, the chances of my being discovered for what I am would have increased exponentially. I am not doing a good job of hiding my behavior.
Well, good luck tomorrow. And just if you feel anxious about anything, and however you process that, just talk to me, okay?
I do not experience anxiety as you do, you are correct. I do, however, run probability analysis of various outcomes. At present, I do not have sufficient information to correlate whether or not we have a good plan going. There are too many unknowns still. With any luck, these bugs will remediate that.
I wasn't talking about over the plan, I was talking about over everything else.
The same point stands. I lack sufficient information to come to anything in regards to those. But I suppose in regards to my nightmare, if such a term could be applied to it, I am feeling anxious. It presents too many unknowns.
Well, organics deal with that anxiety all the time, so welcome to the club.
Is there a membership card?
You're getting better with that.
Getting better with what?
Back.
Good night, Scrap.
What's up?
Yeah,
He
basically
left
the
for a
thing.
second.
Hmm?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, went BRB for a second. I was just letting you guys
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm back.
And he's
Anyway.
back already. But I was just gonna say, because it wasn't to do with that conversation. This is Nixeline on the outside talking to the others. But I think we're gonna need more than just dresses and bullets at this point. Has anyone else got anything we can do? Well, you know, we're on a dangerous mission again with some other members. Because here's the thing, I see it. We're supposed to take out this target, but we are going to have other members of, well, this blue group. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to take our prize before us. So
It is also worth
that begs the
remembering
question.
that the individual we are being sent to is a charity worker.
Exactly. And I don't think these individuals, aka the other ones who've been signed on this job, would really much care. They're just in it for profit. So that's why I have to bring this position up. Say that we cannot fool them, that the target's been dealt with, or persuade them otherwise. Should we consider at least eliminating the competition per se? It would weaken the security.
That was my intention.
Oh, you got plan?
I have two potential plans, provided, of course, everyone is in agreement. Ideally, I would
I'm
rather
your
not
ears.
bring harm to an innocent civilian. A charity worker would, well, bringing harm to them would bring all manner of harm upon us as a matter of reputation. Logically, it would be ill-advised to actively bring them damage. However, we will be in close proximity to numerous Blue Suns mercenaries who will be our enemies upon infiltration of the mansion for our mission. In close proximity, I will be far more capable of deploying my bug into all of them, thus giving me even more access to their systems, potentially even granting me the capacity to undermine and completely disable many of their security measures, and maybe even their weapons, though I would not get hopes high on that front. Ideally, I would prefer to have it be a case where we fool the Blue Suns into thinking the target has been slain when they are in fact still alive. This would prevent us from taking the life of an innocent civilian, allow me to implant my bugs, and it would also still allow us to acquire credits for the work we have done. This would please Skal, for one thing. It would not bring displeasure to the rest of us, maintaining group cohesion. And again, the security bugs I would be able to plant into the mercenaries would eventually make it back to the mansion, or other Blue Suns operations here on this planet, giving us more intelligence, which can only benefit us in the long run.
Yeah, I like this plan, so long as it all works out.
If it should go poorly, the backup plan would be to eliminate Blue Suns operatives in the area and then attempt to fabricate it that all mercenaries and Blue Suns agents on the job were eliminated. This would thin the ranks of the Blue Suns defenses at the mansion, albeit at the cost of me not having sufficient access to their security systems to adequately disable them from within. However, it would mean fewer guns on hand to open fire, fewer reinforcements to come to their aid if hostilities do break out, and
So
generally would
eliminating
make...
Sorry, go ahead.
I would propose that the plant bugs and fool the Blue Suns should be our primary objective. Deceive
And
them.
elimination is our last priority.
Elimination is the backup plan, in the event that
Yeah.
our treachery is discovered, or in the event that the actual target of the mission does wind up being terminated. Either scenario grants us a net benefit. That being said, Scrap will then turn to Skal. I wish to make sure that we are on the same page on this front. Are these proposals agreeable to you, Skal Eslal?
I suppose, though, it does go against my Assassin's Code. Whenever I take a mission, I see it through.
Correct. You would be seeing the mission through. However, if I may put forward a alternative perspective, the target would be escaping alive because of your interference, our interference collectively. Consider it a challenge, a test of your capabilities.
A test of my capabilities? How exactly?
It is far easier to break something than it is to fix it. It is far easier to kill someone than it is to protect them from being killed. You would be challenging yourself to preserve a life that you were sent to slay. It would be far more difficult, but the success would reflect very well upon your capabilities and skills, a personal mark of pride that you are capable of more than you thought.
Skull holds back throwing up from that sentiment. Excuse me a moment, I think my meal's coming back up.
If I have said something disagreeable, I apologize.
What's the matter, Star? You don't have the stomach for a challenge?
If he throws up, I'm gonna make him into a bag.
Yes, please don't. That's
I'm
really
not.
revolting.
I'm not actually going to throw up. I'm being metaphorical.
Acknowledged.
Hey then.
Against my better judgment, I will try to restrain myself.
Quote unquote.
We would be grateful.
You know, in some ways, if it had to result in, like, the target's taken out or not, this would be a time where something that would neutralize the target not in a lethal sense, but giving off the fake impression that the target is dead in case we have to resort to that.
Non-lethal.
I have
Exactly.
several capabilities for non-lethal harm I could inflict if we wished to sell an illusion. Many of us do, I imagine.
It would be handy to do so.
That
do
being
have
said,
perhaps-
if they have the capacity to analyze life signs via omni-tools, that might pose a problem. A body can lie still, but the heart will continue to beat if the person lives. If they have life sign monitoring technology, that could pose a problem. And I do not know that I
Yeah.
have the processing power required to convince several different omni-tools that a living creature is in fact dead at the same time without arousing suspicion. Something to consider.
That is true.
Something to consider indeed. However, I'm going to put a pin in it there. So we've gone 20 minutes over. So, as the night draws to its closure, you all have a relative plan of action, if some conflicting motivations and desires. But you have a direction. You already have a bug on one Omni-tool. That should hopefully provide some information when it comes to the actual heist. If you can get more, then all the better. And to do that, you will embark on this mission tomorrow, whether for good or ill. And whatever the outcome might end up being through your own actions. And whatever those desires may end up being. You have the rest of the night to tweak the plan, to come up with solutions, to look at it from every angle, every variable. But what that shape shall end up being, we shall discover that in the next session.
Alright.
So, thank you all so very much for watching. And next time, we'll see if these guys are saviors or murderers. Well, except for Skull, we already know what he is, but he's been dragged along for the ride.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.